3,000, you can warm up on the track.
Okay, we're here at the final meet of the day, the third and final meet, the Bayha division. Scheduled to compete are Bayview, Charahoe, Coventry, Cumberland, Mount St. Charles, Narragansett, Pilgrim, Portsmouth, Shea, Tollgate, and Tolman. So this is the final meet of the weekend. We were here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Sullivan division boys and girls on Friday. And yesterday we had the Dwyer, Headley, and Sullivan division girls. Today we have the boys on the track. So the boys Bayha division meet today. The first race scheduled on the track is a 3,000 meter run. We just have one heat of that. And then we'll follow it by the 4x200, the 1,500, the 55 meter hurdles, the 55 meter dash, the 600, 300, 1,000, and we finish off with the 4x400. And scheduled for the 3,000, we have 9 scheduled, and we're going to wait till they get to the line because it looks like we might have some scratches. Yeah. And don't forget, besides the stream on the track, we do have one also on the field events at the shot and the weight. So events that normally not too many people can view, now can view it from the comfort of their home or the comfort of wherever they are, from the click of a button. So scheduled to compete here in the 3,000 meter run is Sullivan Cummins of Charahoe, Henry Denon of Cumberland, Finn Whedon of Charahoe, Kobe James Ebwell of Charahoe, John Walker of Cumberland, Troy Sheldon of Coventry, Tana McHugh of Portsmouth, Clan Roberts of Tollgate, and Maxwell Ewick of Cumberland. And correction, Sion Roberts of Tollgate. And we are off here in the 3,000 meter run. 2 runners to keep an eye on: Sullivan Cummins of Charahoe, Henry Denon of Cumberland.
4x200, check in. 4x200,
Sullivan
check in.
comes in with a 9:06.86 PR, and Henry Denon 9:16.37, but coming off a very successful cross-country season. And it looks like taking that lead is Troy Sheldon of Coventry right now in the lead, with Henry Denon right behind. And that looks like Finn Whedon of Charahoe in second, Henry Denon leading. It doesn't look like Sullivan Cummins is in this heat or is in this race. But that's Henry Denon leading here. Henry is coming off a cross-country season where he finished 6th at the Class A Championships and was 16th overall at the state championships. And Finn Whedon, he has a 9:25 personal best. He was 7th at the Class A championships. And they are taking a good lead here early in the race. So Henry Denon and Fee Whedon taking those top two positions in a comfortable lead over the chase pack, which is spread out. And that's Kobe James Elwell of Charahoe in 4th place. Both our lead runners, Henry Denon and Finn Whedon, looked very strong early on in this race. Henry looks like he's trying to push the pace, but Finn is staying right with him.
Sorry, buddy.
So it does look like it's going to be a race between Henry Denon and Fee Whedon, who have been doing the work here and are far ahead of the field.
I see some people pulling them down under their nose. While you're out here, everyone needs to have that covered. We have to wear them in accordance with how the mask is supposed to be worn, so please help us.
Henry Denon building up a slight gap on Fee, on Finn, but not enough to be comfortable.
For all the coaches as well. This is the 8th meet of the weekend, so at the end of tonight's meet, we have to put the high jump pit away, the long jump pit away, and the shot put area. So coaches, could you make sure when we
So Henry Denon picking up the pace, but Finn Denon, Fee Whedon trying to keep in contact.
The third thing is a commercial announcement. As you can see, and you probably heard, we are being filmed for the whole meet today. This is being shown on OceanStateRunning.com. The cameras are around. You can tell your friends, your groupies, your parents, your boyfriends, your girlfriends that they can watch you right now live on OceanStateRunning.com. Also tonight.
Okay, Fee Whedon taking over the lead. But Henry staying right with them.
With that being a free service, OceanStateRunning.com
So Finn Whedon taking over the lead after trailing Henry Denon for a considerable amount of time in this race.
The cost of the three pitches today. So good luck today, and let's have a good day. Let's have a good season.
And Henry Denon taking over the lead again.
We have about 4 laps.
This could be a race to come down to the final lap.
I need all the relay teams to come back to the table for instructions. Relay teams, we need you to come back. If you're in the 1500, you can come and check into the 1500 at this time. All 1500, and then of course all the relay teams come back for instructions.
The handoff up. I don't care if it's not sighted. I don't care if it's sighted. I'll look at
So Henry Denon regaining the lead over Finn Whedon, who had it shortly after Henry was doing most of the work, but neither runner able to gain an edge on either. Henry Denon with about a 10-meter lead on Finn Whedon. And it looks like he's picking up the pace. He's extending that lead. And we are approaching the gun lap, and Henry has pulled a big lead on Finn after only leading him for about 5-10 meters, but he has picked it up a lot over the last lap and a half, and he is going to win this race. So a very strong final lap for Henry Denon to win the opening event of the meet, the 3,000 meter run. And Finn Whedon taking second. So Henry Denon is our winner in the 3,000, which we're wrapping up right now. We'll get you a time on that shortly. So next on the track, we'll have the 4x200 meter relay. We'll have 2 heats of that. The first heat will be Cumberland, Coventry, and Mount St. Charles. So Cumberland, Coventry, and Mount St. Charles. And like I said earlier, not only do we have cameras on our track events, but we also have them on the field events right now on the weight throw. So check out our feed there too. Again, next on the track is the 4x200 meter relay. We have 3 teams in the first of 2 heats. Again, Cumberland, Coventry, and Mount St. Charles. In our second heat, we'll have Narragansett, Tollgate, and Portsmouth. And our first heat of the 4x200 is underway. Cumberland, Coventry, and Mount St. Charles. And it looked tough handoff right there by Mount St. Charles. So Cumberland is overtaking that lead right there. But not for long, as Coventry has overtaken the top position. Right there is Cumberland and Mount St. Charles right behind. This looks like it's going to be a close race. So Coventry holding on to that lead. So Coventry, Cumberland, and Mount St. Charles. Cumberland trying to gain on the Coventry runner. It's all in the handoff right here. So Coventry, Cumberland, and Mount St. Charles in that order. So next on the track is the second of 2 heats. In the 4x200, we have Narragansett, Tollgate, and Portsmouth. And we do have results from that 3,000 meter run earlier. Henry Denon winning in a time of 9:16.74. And Finn Whedon of Charahoe second at 9:25.43. Kobe James Elwell of Charahoe 9:53.54. Second heat of the 4x200, Narragansett, Tollgate, and Portsmouth, occupying the 4th, 5th, and 6th lanes. And that's Portsmouth taking the lead. And Tollgate overtaking the lead by the turn on the backstretch. So Tollgate, Portsmouth, and Narragansett. And we have Tollgate still in the lead. So Tollgate and Portsmouth battling for the victory here. And it's Tollgate. Unofficially have just over 140.
Check in for the hurdles and dash, please. Check in hurdles and dash.
Okay, now on the track we have the 1500. We have two heats of the 1500. Jeremy Rocher of Cumberland, Kyle Ackroyd of Charahoe, Ryan Andella of Tolman, George Fogarty of Narragansett, Joe Hook of Portsmouth, Peter Brothers of Coventry, Sebastian Carlson of Narragansett, Cole Wren of Charahoe, and Wade Zanny of Portsmouth. I shouldn't try to talk after I just ran here. So again, two heats of the 1500, and we have heat number 1 on the track right now. So we have 9 competitors in this heat. So the first heat of the 1,500 meter run, we have 2 heats. Looks like 34 seconds for that first 400. And that's Joe Hook of Portsmouth, leading but not by much. Looks like Peter Brothers and Joe Hook right up there in the front. And Cole Rinn of Charahoe. But a very bunched up pack right now. And right about 70 seconds at the 400 mark. So we have 4 runners up there. Sion Roberts of Tollgate also right up there. So Joe Hook of Portsmouth in the lead. And we have Charahoe's Kyle Ackroyd and Cole Rinn right in there too.
Let's go, Joey. Let's go, Joey. You're looking good. Stay there.
And an 800 split of 228 for Joe Hook, but right behind Cole Rinn of Charahoe and his teammate Kyle Ackroyd. Joe's done most of the work in this race.
Go, Joey. It's a 400. It's a 400, Joey. Come on, stay strong. You're right there. Let's
So
go.
Joe Hook in the lead with Colby Rinn right on his shoulders. And now Colby has taken over the lead. So Colby Rinn, Joe Hook of Portsmouth, and Kyle Ackroyd occupying those top 3 positions. And they'll be approaching the 1,200 shortly. So about 3:48, so just over 5-minute pace. So in single file, Cole Rinn, Joe Hook, and Kyle Ackroyd. And we are approaching the gun lap with Cole Rinn trying to pull away. He's looking back though. And right behind is his teammate Kyle Ackroyd and Joe Hook there in third. So Cole Rinn with a strong final lap is going to win this race. Unofficially about 4:44. So about 4:44.
Portsmouth, check in for the dash and hurdles. Portsmouth, please.
And right behind, Kyle Ackroyd of Terre Haute and Joe Hook of Portsmouth taking those top 3 positions. So next on the track is the second of 2 heats. So the final heat of the 1500, Will Steer of Charahoe, Osmond Barry of Tolman, Joel DeCruz of Shea, Riley Mazurek of Coventry, Shane Johnson of Cumberland, Adam Melnick of Narragansett, Andrew St. Laurent of Tollgate, Mason Bard of Mount St. Charles, Caden Cluth of Portsmouth, and Wheaton Harvey of Cumberland. So keep an eye on Caden Cluth of Portsmouth. He owns a 4:19 personal best. He's already run a few meets in Massachusetts. He ran a 4:42.63 for the mile, a PR at the MSDCA Winter Festival back on December 12th. And also ran a 4:43, so he's in low 4:20 shape for this 1500 meter race. So the second heat of the 1500 is underway. And as I mentioned, Caden Cluth taking over the lead right here, right at the beginning. Mason Bard of Mount St. Charles in second place. So Caden Cluth, Adam Melnick of Narragansett right there in second place, right behind Ryle Marzalek of Coventry, occupying those 1, 2, 3 positions. And unofficially, we have about 67, 68 seconds for that first 400 for Caden Cluth. With Adam Melnick of Narragansett and Riley Marzalek of Coventry in third. And in fourth, it looks like Shea's Joel DeCruz. So 600 meters in about 1:44 for Caden Cluth. So Caden Cluth, Adam Melnick of Narragansett in its second position. And right there in third, Riley Mazelik. So approaching 1,000 meters at just under 3 minutes, about 2:58.
Check in for the 600, please. Check in 600.
Caden Kluth and Adam Melnick of Narragansett breaking from the pack, turning this race into a two-person race with 2 laps remaining. And it looks like we are going to have a race in this 1,500 meter. And Adam Melnick taking over the lead with 150 meters remaining. But Caden sticking right with them. So approaching the gun lap at about 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And we have a battle here, folks. Caden Kluth and Adam Melnick. Caden Kluth taking over the lead on the backstretch with a powerful kick. So Caden Kluth is going to win this race with a blazing kick on that final 200. It looks like about 4:22. So very fast in the closing stages of this race. So that kick is not surprising by Caden Kluth. He ran a 27 second final 200 in winning a 3K race and winning a 2-mile race back in Massachusetts a few weeks ago. So seeing that kick was not surprising.
I don't know who it is though.
So next on the track is the 55-meter hurdles. We have just one heat with 4 people in this heat. Logan Carson of Coventry, Jarlin Solar of Portsmouth, Ben Chambers of Coventry, and Andrew Clarkin of Coventry. So Jarlin in lane number 4 is our number 2 returnee from last year. He was 7th at the indoor state meet, 8.21. He's our top seed. So as I told you earlier, we have cameras at multiple levels here and right at multiple angles here, and right there was the long jump. But we also have a live feed on the shot put right now. a separate live feed. And just a reminder, we will be here next week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Sunday, we will have a live feed. Saturday, just like yesterday, we will be videoing all the races and loading them up as they are complete. Yesterday, we had those races up pretty quickly, basically 5 minutes after the races were complete. So we didn't really miss a beat, even though it wasn't directly a live feed. So it looks like we only have 2 people in this heat. And both from Coventry. Ben Charleboy and Andrew Clarkin in that heat, the only heat. So just 2 hurdlers for the day in the Bayha division. Okay, next on the track is the 55-meter dash. We have 3 heats of the 55-meter dash. Scheduled to compete in the first heat is Kyle Chauvet of Mount St. Charles, Jake Thuman of Cumberland, Declan Fogarty of Narragansett, Josh Paiva of Tollgate, Aiden Carlson of Coventry, and Thomas McGraw of Portsmouth. And for those interested, we do have a score on the NFC Championship game. Tampa Bay under Tom Brady, 28-23 over the Packers with 10:39 left. So the Packers gaining on the Bucks. They were leading by 18 points. So looks like that's going to be a close game. But let's root for a Tom Brady, former Patriots quarterback, in this one. So 6 competitors here in the first heat of the 55-meter dash. Kyle Chauvet of Mount St. Charles, Jake Thurman of Cumberland, Declan Fogarty of Narragansett, Josh Paiva of Tollgate, Aiden Carlson of Coventry, and Thomas McGraw of Portsmouth.
We need everybody to do the high jump and long jump. Guys upstairs, if you can come down and help, we appreciate it. Guys upstairs, we could use some help putting the high jump pits away.
So the first heat of the 55-meter dash. Next on the track is the boys 55-meter. It's the second heat of the boys 55-meter dash. Dryden Eliason of Portsmouth, Nathan Thibault of Coventry, Samuel Almeida of Cumberland, Dominic Calise of Tollgate, Adam Kagki of Narragansett, Alex Faithford, Mount St. Charles, and Evan Stratus of Shea. So the second heat underway. And that looked like Tollgate's Dominic Calise winning that heat.
Brady just threw 3 interceptions in a row. That's not good.
So the final heat of the 55-meter dash, Kyle Farnese of Mount St. Charles, Dylan Unchman of Tollgate, Colby Farney of Portsmouth, Nate Kelling of Coventry, Zachary Pinto of Shea, Tyler Reisner of Narragansett, and Mikhail LaCroix of Cumberland. And it looked like Colby Farney of Portsmouth winning that heat. Again, this is the Bayha division meet, the final meet of the weekend and the third meet of the day. All boys on the track today. And the Dwyer, Headley, and finally the Bayha division. And there we go, we have the shot put. So like I said, cameras all over the place here in the PCTA, taking care of all the action. Next on the track is the 600. We have 3 heats of the 600. In that first heat, we have George Rocha of Cumberland, Sebastian Carlson of Narragansett, Joseph Pankowitz of Tollgate, Jay DeFallo of Portsmouth, Jeb Gilson of Cumberland, and Lee Lamson of Narragansett. The first of 3 heats.
On some website, the Orient pulls it up for us. Yeah. And I don't think anyone that makes it to the 600. Sir. Sir, you know how many heats they're doing of the 600? Or how many heats?
3.
3? Thank you.
So again, the first of 3 heats of the 600. That's 3 laps around this track. We have 5 on the line. And it looks like that could be George Rocha out in front with his teammate Jeb Gilson. So George Rocha and Jeb Gilson, right about 60 seconds at that 400. And it looks like George Rocha, the Clippers' George Rocha, is going to take this race. Unofficially about 130, 131.
Coventry, check in. 600, 300, please. Coventry, 300.
Next on the track is the second of 3 heats of the 600. Jamie Luna of Tollgate, Finn Whedon of Charahoe, Luis Paiva of Tolman, Noah Danucci of Charahoe, Jonas Clark of Portsmouth, Grayson Pasquina of Tollgate, and Evan Stratus of Shea. So the second heat is underway. The second heat is underway here in the 600. And that's Tollgate out in the lead right here. And Charahoe's Fee Whedon taking over the lead. Fee was second in 3,000. Looks like he's right about 63 seconds for that 400 at that 400 mark. So Finn Whedon taking control here. Looks like about 137, 136, 137. So in the third and final heat of the 600, we have Owen Moas of Cumberland, Zachary Pinto of Shea, Colin Morgan of Narragansett, Christian Rutherford of Coventry, Benjamin Happany of Mount St. Charles, Kyle Manguel of Tolman, and Farine Caroli of Portsmouth. And Moas has the top seeded time in this, 1:26.24, which he did to finish second in the Class A championships last year. So Owen right there in the blue jersey, representing the Clippers of Cumberland. .126.54 PR. Let's see how close he can get to that. So the third and final heat of the 600, and it looks like we have a false start. That's good because I messed up on the clock. What? I know.
Coaches, Tuesday or Wednesday, you'll be getting an email with some changes for next week's meets. Tuesday or Wednesday, you'll be getting an email on changes for the next week's meets.
So we are in business now in the 600, the final heat of the 600.
Check in 1,000, please. Check in 1,000.
Help, keep moving! Get up! Get up! Help, keep moving!
So as expected, Owen Mullis of Cumberland taking control here, about 56 seconds at the 400. So he is going at right around 124 or 125 pace if he can hold this pace on. So Owen Mullis, a gun-to-wire winner here in the 600. Looks like right around 127 unofficially. Her officials be like this. So next on the track we'll have the 300. We'll have 4 heats of the 300. Scheduled in this first heat are Aiden Carlson of Coventry, Samuel Almeida of Cumberland, and Declan Fogarty of Narragansett. So as you can see right back there, we have the Ocean State running tent. Underneath there we have OSR gear that we're going to be selling at all the meets. Pretty cool stuff. So next week and the following week we will be selling some gear. We have all sorts of gear, like we have hooded sweatshirts, long and short sleeve shirts, athletic pants, which have been very popular, and even fleece jackets. So we'll be selling those at all the meets. And that helps us support these free live feeds that we've been doing and that we're going to continue to do. And that's Samuel Almeida of Cumberland leading this race. And looking strong down the final straightaway. Looks like right around 43 seconds in that vicinity. And we do have some results from the 55-meter dash. Colby Farney of Portsmouth winning it in 6.83 seconds. 8.6383 seconds. Sorry about that. And Josh Paiva of Tollgate, 7.14. Okay, we are in the second heat of the 300. Owen Malone of Portsmouth, Kyle Chauvet of Mount St. Charles, Michael Kenny of Cumberland, and Thomas McGraw of Portsmouth. And that is McGraw out there in front. So Thomas McGraw, our winner here in the second heat of the 300. We do have the results from the 4x200, and that was won by Tollgate, 142.12. Portsmouth right there in second at 142.58. And the third heat of the 300 now on the track, or off. Charles Deke of Mount St. Charles, Aiden Kelty, Narragansett, Logan Carson, Coventry, Colby Farney of Portsmouth, and Dylan Oshaman of Tollgate. And that looks like Logan Carson of Coventry. Actually, that was Owen Malone in a very close race at the finish. Or Colby Farney in a very close race at the finish. And finally, section 4 of 4 in the 300-meter dash. Ben Charbois of Coventry, Dominic Calise of Tollgate, Tyler Resner of Narragansett, Ethan Alexander of Mount St. Charles, and Mikhail LaCroix of Cumberland in that heat. And it looks like we do have a scratch. Ben Charboy of Coventry. It doesn't not look like he's in this heat. So that's Mount St. Charles' Ethan Alexander taking control in this race.
Check in 4x4, please. Check
So Ethan Alexander of Mount St. Charles winning this heat. So we are getting close to the conclusion of this meet. We only have 2 more races left, the 1,000-meter run and the 4x400. 2 heats of the 1,000 and 1 heat of the 4x400. And we are done for the weekend. This is, again, the Bayha division. We had the Dwyer and the Headley division earlier in the day. And again, we're going to continue to do these live feeds for at least the next few weeks, covering all the league meets. So scheduled in this first heat of the 1,000, Brendan Johnson of Cumberland, Ryan Chauvet of Mount St. Charles, Wake Zani of Portsmouth, Sebastian Carlson of Narragansett, Jeremy Luna of Tollgate, and George Fogarty of Narragansett. So the 1,000 meters, the 1,000-meter run on the track, that's 5 laps around this track. We have 6 competitors in our opening heat and scheduled 10 competitors in the second heat. Brendan Johnson of Cumberland, Ryan Chauvet of Mount St. Charles, Wake Zani of Portsmouth, Sebastian Carlson of Narragansett, Jeremy Looney of Tollgate, and George Fogarty of Narragansett. So it looks like about 33 seconds for that first 200. That's unofficial. And that's Brandon Johnson of Cumberland taking a big lead early on in this race. Already has a 50-meter lead after just 2 laps. In right about 64, 65 seconds for his first 400. So Cumberland's Brandon Johnson running away with this race. Looks like just about 142, 143 at 600 meters. So we're approaching the gun lap here of the 600, or the 1,000. Brendan Johnson way ahead of the lead. more than a half a lap ahead of his closest competitor. My guess is he should have been in the second heat. And right around 2:53. Again, that's unofficial. So next on the track is the second heat. The second and final heat of the 1,000. Ethan Carpenter of Cumberland, Caden Cluth of Portsmouth, Adam Melnick of Narragansett, Joel DeCruz of Shea, Austin Thorpe of Charahoe, Evan Blismer of Coventry, Mason Bard of Mount St. Charles, Trevor DePawney of Tollgate, Joe Hook of Portsmouth, and Will Henson of Cumberland. Couple of runners to keep an eye on. We got Ethan Carpenter, ran 2:36.45 last year. Also, Caden Cluth, who was one of our top finishers in the state meet, 2:35.10, a PR for him. He has already run today. He's already run the 1,500 and won it. So, see if he's got some strength in his legs. But those seem to be the two runners to keep an eye on in this race. So Cluth and Carpenter in Carpenter and Cluth in lanes 1 and 2. And it does not look like Ethan Carpenter is in this race. That looks like Joe Hook and Caden Cluth in those first two positions. And Adam Melnick of Narragansett in that third position. So Joe Hook, Caden Cluth, and Adam Melnick. Joe Hook, Caden Cluth, and Adam Melnick. 1, 2, 3. It does look like it's going to be a race between these three gentlemen right here. So the gun lap, let's see if Caden Cluth can show that kick again. So Caden Cluth looking very strong here on the backstretch. Adam Melnick staying right with him. Not going to let him get away with this easy. Caden Cluth, Adam Melnick coming down that final straightaway. Caden Cluth holding him off with a very strong race. And Adam Melnick getting second. Joe Hook finishing third. Great. So one more race left in this Bayha division meet, the final meet here today. The 4x400, Portsmouth, Coventry, Cumberland, and Tollgate. Tampa won. So again, one more race here in the Bayha division. Dual meets. And it's the 4x400, Portsmouth, Coventry, Cumberland, and Tollgate. And like I said, these are dual meets, but they do not have a score. There is no team score in these meets, but they are all state qualifiers. The state meet the end of February in 6 more weeks. So every meet a state qualifier, but there is no team score, so there will be no team standings. But the good thing is, track is back here this winter. After a month delay, we are ready to go, or we've been ready to go by running these meets these past few days. And we hope you enjoyed these free live feeds, which we will be doing throughout the winter.
Let's take an hour break.
Why are they not doing this race? These guys are killing me. Patriots won, by the way. Yep. I mean, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, did you see the play the last penalty?
No.
Pulled the shirt, third and 4. Gave Brady another first down.
And I guess he threw 3 interceptions in a row, too.
Who did?
Great.
Did he?
Unbelievable, though. Belichick looks really bad right now.
That's it.
So the last race of the day, the 4x400 relay, Portsmouth, Coventry, Cumberland, and Tollgate. So the 4x400 meter relay is underway. And like I was saying earlier, Logan Coles of Woonsocket throwing the weight throw 76.1 1/4. That is the #1 throw in the country. And second, his teammate Tarek Robinson O'Hagan, 73.10 1/2. That's #2 in the country. So right here in the PCTA, we have the #1 and the #2 throws in the country in the weight throw so far. And Cumberland taking the lead here in the 4x400. So Cumberland looking strong in this 4x400 relay, holding a 50 to 60 meter lead here. In the meet's final event, the 4x400. So with one lap to go, Cumberland is dominating this 4x400 relay. With at least a 70 meter lead over their closest rival. So Cumberland, your winner in the meet's final event, the 4x400 meter relay. So here we are wrapping up the final meet of the day, the final meet of the weekend, the Bayha division with our 4x400 meter relay. Cumberland winning this event. So like I said, we'll continue to do these live feeds in the next few weeks. We're glad you can join us for these free live feeds, and we'll see you next week.